The following is a live copyrighted presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for RadioLawTalk.com with your host, Frederick Penny, attorney at law. And now, RadioLawTalk.com.
Let's do this. I'm Frederick Penny, your host of Radio Law Talk. My grandson always says that, Grandpa, let's do this. We're ready to do this. Come with me today for the ride of your life. I'm with Denise Dirks and Todd Cunin, my illustrious co-host. Todd is a criminal lawyer, former prosecutor for District Attorney's Office in Tennessee and in California. And Denise Dirks is the smartest amongst all of us, and she is a family law attorney and is probably the most popular amongst all of our listeners. Thank you for being with us. And, of course, our three-time Emmy Award nominee, but never a winner, producer behind the glass. Your name is Mr. Cal Hunter. Thank you, Cal, for being with us. And don't say anything today because, you know what, I think you should not comment until you get an Emmy.
Okay.
Oh, he just commented.
Oh, he already broke it.
I merely responded. That was not commentary. It was only a response.
We're going to work hard to get you one, Cal, and
Thank you.
We're excited to be here. An actual miracle occurred this week.
What was that?
The miracle that occurred was it's the first time, at least in a while, that we have no new official affiliates this week. We have so many new affiliates joining us. I don't know what happened, but we didn't get any new affiliates this week.
Vacation.
They're on vacation. Oh, that's right. They're on vacation.
I'm sure our affiliate guy is probably on vacation, but he's made so much, gotten so many affiliates, taking the week off, going to Tahiti or something.
I'll tell you right now, everybody loves us. Call us at 855-LAW-RADIO or tweet us at Radio Law Talk. Today is going to be fun and exciting. We have so many. Denise, in fact, texted me and said, I'm excited about today. We have some really fun things to talk about, Denise, don't you?
Yeah, I'm excited about today's show. Yeah, we have good topics.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about a couple of things. First of all, remember, we do Case or No Case. Case or No Case is Cal Hunter. Our illustrious producer wants to be a lawyer but is not. And he finds cases.
Wait a minute.
What?
Wait a minute.
What? Or at least acts like a lawyer sometimes.
I will respond to you the same way that my daughter did when she was offered a scholarship to go to Harvard by the president of Harvard Law. And she said, my dad would never forgive me.
Oh. So she went to the local community college?
No, instead she went to Houston, got a full ride scholarship there because her husband wanted to go to school there, and was graduated and decided not to join she didn't take the bar. She's now working as a CEO of a company in Utah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Actually, there's quite a few, believe it or not, graduating from law school. Those of you, a lot of law students listen to us. We know that. It's like the percentage is pretty high. Sometimes 15, 16% of students coming out of law school go into corporate management.
It's a great degree to have.
Well, it's not just that. They like that. A lot of the employers like that even better than like an MBA because they know how to, I guess, think properly, and that's important. So I guess I could have been a good thinker with a big corporation, I guess.
Something tells me the law worked out for you, though. I'm just going to go out on a limb. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say, I think you're doing okay, Fred.
Not my type of personality. It would never be good for a lawyer.
Oh, no.
Hey, remember, if you want to email us at info@Radio Law Talk. We've had a lot of emails. Thank you for your emails. We've had suggestions of topics, and a lot of those topics, remember, we're politically neutral here. We argue both sides. But some people want us to talk about topics that there's really been no lawsuits yet. So as soon as the lawsuits fly, we talk about it. Isn't that pretty bad? It's like, can't talk about it until someone starts suing.
Well, yeah, it's true. That's true. But we need to wait and see what sort of issues they raise. I mean, what if, heaven forbid, we raised an issue that they hadn't thought about and they were listening to the show? And then the plaintiff says, we could add that now. The defense is going to come back and say, you know what? If they hadn't listened, if Radio Law Talk had kept their mouth shut, there should be crickets playing while I pontificate on this. My guess is that's not going to happen. But we do wait for the issues to be framed.
Well, anyway, we're going to do a case or no case where Cal is going to try to stump us, or he'll tell us a real case. And after that case, he has laid it out. We have to say whether it's a case and what the outcome is. And the actual, we have points, the three of us, and you play along by calling in. You don't have to be on the radio. You can just call 855-LAW-RADIO, leave your answer, or you can tweet us, and we'll put your answer on. And it's a fun game. We're also going to talk about Kawhi Leonard suing Nike. That is very interesting since it's amazing the Raptors are doing so well. I would have never thought the Raptors would be pounding on the Warriors as they do. But we're going to talk about Kawhi Leonard. The money he's making with New Balance now, it is amazing.
You'll be nice to my Warriors, Fred. They are a wounded team right now.
They're a wounded duck right now is what they are.
They are.
But you know what? What a great series.
Oh,
what a
yeah.
bunch of great
you know
basketball.
what?
I mean, who would have thought the Raptors?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Well, and the sad thing is, and we're all Kings fans here, or at least, the only way the Kings will get into the playoffs this year is to buy a ticket. So, really, things could be worse, right?
Well, we could be, I don't know, you could be, I guess, what are the other teams that aren't doing too well?
Exactly. That's the point. Could be the Clippers. Well, they got in.
Or the Portland Trailblazers were pretty good this year. I would say them. But they're pretty good.
It could be worse. We could be the Phoenix Suns.
Ew.
Yes, that's true.
They had a tough year.
So we're also going to talk about Scottie Pippen's Cran damage lawsuit. This is a very important lawsuit. Look, stop the presses. This is an important lawsuit we're going to discuss. We're going to have fun with that. Duck Dynasty lawsuits. Pitch Perfect, my wife and my daughter's favorite show. We're going to talk about the Pitch Perfect lawsuit.
I like that whole series.
Yep, and then Jesse Smollett. It's going to be, the first hour here is going to be all about Hollywood lawsuits. That's what we're going to have fun with. And then we're going to get into some other stuff later. But just remember, call us at 855-LAW-RADIO. Now remember, this is important. If you need legal advice, make sure you do not use Radio Law Talk as your example. Go to a local attorney, get legal advice, hire the local attorney. Look, with the exception, like we say, if you're at the dinner table late at night, with your in-laws, you can use us as a reference, or you can use us as a reference during Thanksgiving, during the holidays, and instead of they say, you can one-up them and say, well, you can say they say, I'm going to say Radio Law Talk says. So that's what you can do if you want. But Cal, let's just get started with Case or No Case. Can we just get it rolling?
Well, I guess we can at least.
Now it's time to play Case or No Case.
Yay!
All right, for this hour's Case or No Case, I take you to Westchester, New York, home of the Quaker Ridge Golf Club. Leon and Gail Behar have a house right off the second hole of the famed A.W. Tillinghast track of the Quaker Ridge Golf Course. Trouble is, their house is constantly peppered with golf balls and people climbing all over their house looking for errant golf balls. And they don't like this. They say the Quaker Ridge people didn't bother to tell them their house was going to be subjected to the damage and trespassing, and they thought the course ought to do something about it. And so they sought counsel. And I ask you, I know it seems very simple and very straightforward, and I ask you, Fred, I don't think we have started with you for a long time. So we're going to start with you, Mr. Penny, and ask you, case or no case?
Here's the important thing I need to know. The most important thing I need to know, was this Todd Cunin involved in this lawsuit, the guy climbing over and getting his ball from their place?
Todd did not lose the golf balls. He goes and collects them and sells them to golfers for $5 a bucket.
Or was he the guy that's over there claiming he's collecting little lost golf balls, and he's got his nose up against the window looking in? Hi. I'm collecting golf balls right now.
I know it's 11 o'clock at night, and you guys are in your hot tub, but I'm just looking for a golf ball or two.
Don't mind me.
Yeah.
Would you get your hand out of the hot tub?
Yeah. 4.
So Todd looks for golf clubs.
We are degrading right now.
We're going to be right back with we're going to talk about whether or not the Quaker Ridge Golf Course is liable for golf balls flying into people's house, which, by the way, I have done a few times. Look, I'm not going to give you my answer until we get back. Doggone it. Let's see. You're building a house next to the golf course.
What could go wrong?
Nothing. We'll be right back after this.
Remember that Radio Law Talk originates live on the West Coast Saturdays from 9 to noon. And you can hear all of our shows on RadioLawTalk.com.
All advertising for legal services on Radio Law Talk is strictly for the state or states in which the advertiser is licensed. For more information, go to radiolawtalk.com.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they're able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-263-2610. 800-263-2610. That's 800-263-2610.
Not all law firms have extensive experience in all areas of the law. It's wise to look for firms that have knowledge and understanding in your particular area of concern. So go to prolawfirms.com. They have listings of attorneys in key areas of practice, such as family law, estate planning, personal injury, bankruptcy, and so forth. When you're looking for a lawyer that has extensive experience in your particular area of need, go to prolawfirms.com. That's prolawfirms.com.
ProLawFirms.com is not a law firm and does not endorse or recommend any specific law firm.
Jason Ross back here with Fred Penny, managing attorney from Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. Now, Fred, what type of cases are you dealing with now, and what sets you apart?
Jason, we help people with all types of personal injury cases. We're former insurance company trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
That's Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or give them a call, 1-800-616-4LAW. That's PENNEY lawyers.com.
This is Denise Dirks. We can represent clients in divorce, legal separation, child and spousal support, custody, termination of parental rights, step-parent adoptions, guardianships, and even conservatorship matters. Call 1-877-886-7186 for a consultation.
The law offices of Denise L. Dirks provide family law services in Northern California. When the law affects your family, call 877-886-7186. The family of attorneys at Denise L. Dirks is here to help.
Hi, I'm Frederick Penny of Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. I bet you're tired of hearing lawyer commercials. So just relax and listen to music for a few seconds. When you or a family member has been injured, call 800-616-4LAW or see us at PennyandAssociates.com. See, that wasn't so bad.
I'm going to Quick Quack Car Wash. Get my car washed, make it quick, quack, pretty, shiny, sexy, just because I want to. Don't drive dirty. Going to get my car suds in the Quick Quack Car Wash. It's the Quick Quack, quickest and the cleanest by far. We're talking 3 skinny minutes sitting right in your car wash. 100 feet of cloth, washing your car at the Quick Quack Car Wash. Any Honda, Mazda, Ford, or Chevy, Sauber, Cadillac, Quick Quack will spruce her up just like that. You'll be happy looking snappy. You'll be glad you was at the Quick Quack Car Wash. Get on the web and go to don'tdrivedirty.com and see where you got your closest Quick Quack in the local area. Get in your car, get in your truck, get on the road, come visit the duck at the
Quick Quack Car Wash, where your car will always leave happy, guaranteed. They take pride in being clean and green by conserving and recycling the water they use, only at the
Quick Quack Car Wash. Quick Quack.
No points for you.
You're listening to radiolawtalk.com. And now back to your host, Frederick Penny.
So an overview is these people built a house at the Cracker Ridge Golf Course, and they were complaining about golf balls later coming into their yard, house, people climbing over their fences, getting their golf balls, getting $100,000 injuries for the $5 or 40-cent golf ball. But people are doing this. They're upset. They go after Cracker Creek Golf Course and said, you didn't tell us about this. Is that it?
Quaker Creek.
Quaker Creek, but close enough.
It's all the same.
Quaker Ridge.
Quaker Ridge. Quaker Ridge.
I'm going to call it Cracker Ridge.
Can I ask a clarifying question, just to make sure?
Is it Quaker or Cracker? Yes, it is Quaker Ridge. Go ahead.
Are they going after the golf course, or are they going after the developer of the housing unit?
One and the same.
They're the same. Okay.
That's exactly what I was going to
What's
say.
the name of the homeowners?
The name of let me look. Leon and Gail Behar, Behar.
Okay. All these people want these little details. I can just give you the answer. You ready for the answer?
Yes.
All right. The answer is everyone would think, oh, that's ridiculous. I should go last so I don't tip you guys off. So the normal person's going to say that's ridiculous. They assume the risk. That is the homeowners, should just shut up, and they knew about it, and they're not going to win. I say it's a real case, and the homeowners win. Why do the homeowners win? Should I tell you?
Yes, why? I'm curious.
I know exactly why they're going to win. Cal, I should probably get 100 points if this is correct. What happens in many states, and not all states, is there still has to be disclosures on real estate forms. When you buy real estate, and if you are next to the train track with your house, you still have to have a disclosure form. Not all states, but many states that say, warning, railroad tracks and loud trains. And they have to sign off on it on all these real estate forms. My thing is, I believe they didn't have that on their form, and the form didn't say, warning, there's going to be people climbing over your fences, and golf balls are going to hit it. And because they didn't have that in their disclosure real estate forms, the homeowners win.
Interesting. Mr. Cunin, what say you?
Well, that was a pretty darn good analysis by Fred. And, you can't go wrong most of the time hitching your wagon to Fred. So dang, that was so compelling. I'm gonna agree with them. Assuming we don't have any other anomalies, and now I'm waiting for Cal to come back and go, oh, by the way, did I mention that when they bought the home was nowhere near anything, and then they reconfigured the golf course to make it so it was in the middle of a fairway or something?
The home was built before the golf course.
Yeah, but I because if they're one and the same, and the fact that he said they're one and the same would lead me to believe that's. But I'm going to go with Fred that there was no warning about this. Either because they built the golf course afterwards or not, whatever. Although it's kind of hard to miss if you have these large tracts of land being left open. Why aren't you building homes there? Oh, no reason. No reason.
Pay no attention.
Large tracts of land? You talking about Monty Python?
Yeah, huge tracts of land. That's a tangent.
To the flag.
But yes, I agree with Fred. Case, homeowners win.
855 Law Radio if you want, or tweet us at Radio Law Talk.
Denise, what say you?
I say that the question is, what is the duty that is owed to the homeowners by the golf course developer? That's it. I see it on a negligence issue, not a failure to warn. And I say, did the homeowners assume the risk? You'd have to ask the question, did the homeowners anticipate the trespassers? Did the homeowners anticipate the damages by balls? Do the homeowners have a case?
Have they ever lived near a golf course before? How would they know?
Yes, and the question is, did the golf course come before the house, or did the house come before the golf course?
Or did the balls come before the golf course?
Well, those were there with the house, I'm assuming.
As in many cases, by the way, we got to assume that. In many cases, a developer says we're going to build a housing development along with a golf course. Don't say it, Todd. Just think it.
I'm Okay, it's dissipated. So by the way, I'm employing a new method here where I'm going to try to count to 10 before I say anything to see if it'll dissipate.
Okay, good.
Okay. Good call.
Because I get to say what happens, huh?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I think that the homeowners have a case. It's based upon the negligence of the developer and the golf course being put in. They didn't know at the time that the second hole would be right in their backyard. And they should have put, the developer should have put some kind of something protective to protect the house that came first.
So she agrees with us. So
I agree with you, but for a different reason.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I find this fascinating. So what I'm going to have to do to make this valid is I'm going to have to put in one more thing. One more thing.
Oh, no.
First off, those of you who say it is a case, let's see. Okay, well, congratulations.
Yes. He did not trick us.
So now here is the bonus. If you'd like to get an extra point because you all said it's a case and you all say that the homeowner prevails, Tell me the amount within $50,000, and you'll get an extra point.
So this is a 3-4.
So wait, the answer
right?
is
it is a case.
The homeowner wins.
The homeowner prevails.
Okay, so that we won both sides. So we won both.
So by how much would you say?
I'll give that answer.
What's it worth?
Let's see. Where's this? This is in what year and in what city? I mean, what state?
Let's
it's
see.
in New York.
It's in Westchester County, New York, a very exclusive area.
What year?
I do not know.
$1.5 million.
Okay. Denise, Todd, what say you?
Oh, you don't want to go with Denise first on this?
No,
one?
I don't. Sorry.
Okay, so I am going to say they recover a nominal amount. I'm going to go with $10.
Okay.
And I think they're going to get like right around $500,000, the value of the house.
So your point thing was we have to be within $50,000. So none of us can all get points. We're all far $50,000 away from each other.
Exactly right.
You're actually statistically you're there, Todd.
Yeah.
Well, I could be there too. Go ahead.
Let me tell you what happened here.
Okay.
This case stayed in the courts to 3 different venues for 6 years. They requested $3.2 million. And Fred says, yay, I like that number. When it was all done, they were awarded $7,500.
Oh, Todd.
Because the judge said...
Where's the drums?
The judge said, and I quote, "What? You didn't know you were living next to a golf course?"
That's a good one. Todd gets an extra point.
Todd gets the extra point.
And that is...
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is case or no case, and we're gonna
be right back after
Todd
that.
Todd is on the...
Yeah, let's roll out of this. We'll come back. We're going to talk about Kawhi Leonard's lawsuit against Nike when we come back.
All advertising for legal services on Radio Law Talk is strictly for the state or states in which the advertiser is licensed. For more information, go to radiolawtalk.com.
Know someone with a drinking or drug problem? Learn how to get sober after we share these stories.
I was 35 with 2 beautiful children when my life and addiction started to spiral out of control. After my divorce, I went into a depression cycle and started drinking more often and using prescription drugs. After my second DWI and arrest, my ex-husband threatened to take our children away from me.
I was 17 when I became addicted to heroin and meth. I thought I could quit on my own, but I couldn't. It hit me when I was arrested.
Get sober now. Your private insurance may cover costs, and we'll get you here. It's simple. Just call Elite Rehab Placement right now. Please, don't wait. Your life matters to us. 800-918-1376. 800-918-1376. 800-918-1376. That's 800-918-1376.
If you're one of those independent people who wants your own business and you love food service, we just might have a great opportunity for you. Iceberg Drive-Ins. Iceberg is famous for its thick shakes and delicious food. We lend you our supply chain and expertise, and you can potentially have a thriving, successful, fun business that your customers will love. Iceberg Drive-Ins has some prime areas available right now, so if you're interested, get in touch with us right away. Go to icebergdrivein.com and click on the Contact Us button. Iceberg Drive-In, ready to grow with you. The cost of getting rid of garbage is high, and recycling products is lucrative. If you're a business or know of a business that needs an individual compactor or baler, call Northwest Compacting at 888-201-0911. If you already have an industrial compactor, baler, or shredder and need service, don't forget to call Northwest Compacting at 888-201-0911. Northwest Compacting, your full-service industrial compacting and baling company. Read more about them at northwestcompacting.com.
All right, guys, we need to have you read some lines for our disclaimer promo. But first, can anybody tell me what a disclaimer is? All right, then. Well, Denise, you go ahead.
Non uti concilius me oriere proquestis purpurium juris consult.
Latin, that's a nice touch. Thank you, Denise. Next time we'll try it in English if that's okay. Fred, how about you?
Cal, I don't want to read all this. Can't we just tell the people that we're discussing general legal issues and they should hire their own attorney instead of relying on what we have to say here?
Well, we could, I guess. Chris?
I'm not going to be there anyway. Why have me do it?
Let's have Todd do it.
Me? Read disclaimers? Why, I couldn't. The information you hear on Radio Law Talk is general.
The preceding promo was for entertainment purposes only. And if you want true legal advice, contact your own lawyer. Just a tip from your friends at Radio Law Talk.
Be sure to read our disclaimers on radiolawtalk.com as well.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter Brooklyn was also a motivation for me to go back to school. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off.
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone. I feel like if I didn't have anyone to push me, I wouldn't even bother to do it. I got one milestone down the drain, and now I got to work on the next. I see the future is really bright for me. I feel like it doesn't matter the age, as long as you go back and get it done. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
No one gets a diploma alone. You have more support than you realize. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
When you were a little kid and you thought about what you wanted to be, teaching was at the top of your list. But things changed. And as you got older, teaching didn't seem like the best option anymore. So you're thinking you'll be something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Now you want to be a doctor. You don't think teachers save lives? 25 at a time. An actress? Try playing a different role every time the bell rings. How about a scientist? Ever heard of physics? Chemistry? Who do you think teaches that? Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, and taking learning far beyond the four walls of the classroom. It's time to recognize that great things are happening in teaching and put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Are you serious?
This is Radio Law Talk.
Kawhi Leonard's shoe with New Balance is really pretty cool looking. And what's going on, if you watched the game last night, Kawhi Leonard is just absolutely just dominating. The guy who came from San Diego State, who I watched play growing up in the West Coast, and kind of admired. What's interesting, he really was kind of second seat to a guy by the name of Jimmer Fredette. And in fact, Kawhi and Jimmer would play against each other, and Jimmer won all the NCAA Player of the Year, and I think Jimmer lit him up like 42 or 50 points in a game against Kawhi. Yes. Kawhi covered Jimmer, and Jimmer covered Kawhi, and it was all about Jimmer. It's just Kawhi has become just this monster player that has become so popular. And when he first rolls in, he signs with Nike. And as he signs with Nike, what you have to understand is there's certain time periods that, they signed a deal for X amount. We don't know the exact amount. But he designs this Kawhi Leonard logo. And it's kind of, what's it look like? Kind of a cat little, it's kind of got a little cat look to it. What's the look?
It looks a little like that. It's supposed to be his hands.
Yeah.
And it looks a little cat-like, yes. but it's a hand. And it would be his right hand if you're facing the palm. The thing is, the thumb, as you look at it, is to the right, and the first two fingers on the left make a K, and then the L. Index finger and the thumb make an L. So
what he's claiming is that Nike took his design that he started designing back when he was at San Diego State as a college player, and is using it against his will, basically, and making money off of that, and actually trying to sell it to the Clippers. Apparently, the Clippers are trying to buy the rights from Nike of the Kawhi Leonard, I'm going to call it the claw, but like the hand, And the lawsuits flying. Kawhi Leonard saying, no, that's my design. Nike said, well, yeah, you designed it right here with us at Nike. We don't have copies of their contract with Nike, but I'll guarantee it's Nike, and it wasn't just a handshake. There was some sort of contract about what Nike can and can't do, and we don't have that contract. And I'm assuming Nike claims that whatever we design, like if you're working for Microsoft and you do something, a little different because you're not a full-time employee, but that it's theirs and they have the rights to it.
Just like other cases that we have covered, you can go back to our podcasts and hear the copyright infringement cases that we covered with Led Zeppelin being sued by the writers of the song The Spirit, and then there was the Meatloaf issue, and this is also a copyright issue because Kawhi Leonard is claiming that Nike misrepresented in their copyright application that they were the author of the logo. And so like those music cases, this is going to get back to what existed and when. And so obviously, Leonard is going to try to show that the final product looks a lot like what he initially did, and he consulted with other designers before Nike came in. And Nike, on the other hand, is going to say, no, it didn't look anything. It looked like what happened after you signed with Nike, and we helped you.
And here's the interesting part of that. The whole interesting thing about that is basically Leonard is admitting that he did give permission to use it in certain merchandise, that they could use it. But he's saying they went beyond that, quote, certain merchandise and used it for stuff they weren't supposed to be using it for. And not only that, they copyrighted
without his consent.
That's
right.
Exactly right.
When we were at the break, one of the analogies I used was, Fred, that would be like you loaning me your car to use it for a month, and while I'm using it, I go down to the DMV and register it in my name. That's Leonard's argument.
Right.
But, obviously
Nike's going to say, you told us we could go down and transfer. That's what they're going to argue.
Now, the interesting thing for this is what the Clippers are doing. Because Kawhi Leonard is coming up for free agency, and he's going to be a hot commodity. He's going to get a max deal from whoever offers because he's lighting it up in the NBA Finals right now. He's arguably one of the most popular and talented players in the NBA, and the Clippers have him on their radar. Every team does, but the Clippers are looking to purchase the rights to this logo from Nike, and that's to use as a bargaining chip to get Leonard to go to the Clippers. And the question I have is, let's say they purchase that logo for $5 million, the rights to that logo from Nike for $5 million, and as a chip they offer it back to Leonard to come to the Clippers.
For free.
Yeah, for free. But the question I have is, how is that going to impact the salary cap? I mean, teams can only pay so much. A max contract is designed, it's in writing how much you can pay a player. Does that count against the max? If they get that and they give it back to them, what are the income tax ramifications for that? Clearly, you're giving a thing of value to somebody else. And so, I mean, if you give that to them, IRS is going to come in and say, well, that's a $5 million gift if they paid $5 million for it. So Leonard is going to be, taxed on that. So it's more. If that's what the Clippers are doing, it's more than just a gift. He's going to have some ramifications there.
Yeah, his New Balance signing. They don't know exactly how much it is, but they're saying it's north of $5 million a year to wear a shoe. That is crazy money, and not including his other endorsements. So we're going to be following this Kawhi Leonard lawsuit for quite some time, but we want to get into a fun one. This is the interesting one. We've actually discussed this for the past few days, and this is Scottie Pippen accusing Lindsay Glazer. Lindsay, let me tell you this. Sometimes lawsuits, we're heard nationally. We have stations all the way from New York. I think we're in New Hampshire. We're in Nevada, Alabama, we're in New Orleans, we're everywhere. And sure enough, Lindsay Glazer is a comedian and a lawyer that happened to be affected by the storms down in Florida. And I think
it was Hurricane Irma.
One of the hurricanes, and her and her husband, and I don't know his name's Jacob Wolshin? Was that Wolshin?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And they decided to go ahead and they had to rent temporarily, and they rented Scottie Pippen's place that was for sale down in Florida. And here comes the arguments as to, did you take care of the place according to our agreement or not? And of course, the Scottie Pippen lawsuits come flying, and it says crayon lawsuit. Of course, one of the arguments is the kids took crayon and wrote on different things and damaged stuff. But
this isn't a run-of-the-mill house. We're talking about a house that rented for $30,000 a month.
Yeah.
So
for $30,000 a month, do they wipe your bum too? Do they have someone that walks around and wipe you? Or
they have one of those toilets that does that.
With crayons.
With crayons.
Yes. 30.
They put the little mustache.
It was a $30,000 a month house that her insurance company was helping to pay for because she had the house damaged in the hurricane, and it was fully furnished.
Right.
So yeah.
But so Scottie's selling the house, but then apparently now again there are contracts, and we have to say both sides, but I'm leaning toward Lindsay a little bit on this one, and we're going to talk about why we're leaning because. We pulled the actual complaint up. You have to hear this complaint. Now, in law school, you don't know this, but professors tell you, when you go before a judge, you got to be very careful in how you write your brief. You could some lawyers use explanation points and use these satire-type words. Yeah, just keep it direct and, don't write, extravagant. I guess that's the word. Some of these lawyers that's right.
Or outrageous. Don't be outrageous.
Yeah, you're sitting there. Stop. You're not standing on top of the top of the mountain. Just
don't be derogatory.
Yeah.
When you're doing a presentation before the judge doesn't want to hear how bad the other side is.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear you talking language that's going to be demeaning or degrading to the other side.
This is from a judge pro tem here. Talking.
So. Yeah. It's look. I use the Joe Friday, just the facts. Just tell us what happened without the inflection, without the invective, anything. If it's a case, it's a case. The facts are going to be borne out. That's what's going to happen. You don't need to throw in exclamation points and your emotion and all of that.
Right.
And as we'll get into it.
But doesn't that come from the clients who say, listen, I want you to get out there and I want you to put this, I want you to. I mean, no. Is that a legal
clients can tell you whatever you want, but the way you they don't tell you how to lay out your complaint, but so what we're going to do when we come back, we want to lay out a little more of what each side is claiming, and then we're going to talk about this complaint. And Todd's gone through this complaint and is going to show some of the expletives that are written in this complaint that are, in my opinion, just too extreme and kind of pounding on Lindsay too much. But we're going to be back. This is Radio Law Talk. This is the fun show. Remember, call us at 855 Law Radio or tweet us at Radio Law Talk. And remember, if you are listening to us later on, you can always email us at info@Radio Law Talk. Remember, don't forget, we're 1 hour, and we hope you enjoy it. We'll be right back.
This is Radio Law Talk, heard on your favorite radio station and also broadcast on RadioLawTalk.com live, and podcasts are there too.
All advertising for legal services on Radio Law Talk is strictly for the state or states in which the advertiser is licensed. For more information, go to RadioLawTalk.com.
Warning, don't let your business get left behind in what is likely to be the biggest economic boom in recent history. If you need to build for your business to grow, call General Steel today for a pre-engineered steel building designed for your needs. No wasted space. Steel prices are expected to rise, but you can still lock in your price on a General Steel building. And you can still save as much as half the cost and time of conventional construction. As much as half. But you must call now. If you need a church building, office, warehouse, manufacturing space, retail space, or more, call General Steel today. You can still get the General's 50-year structural warranty and General Steel quality, all at a price you can afford. So don't let rising steel prices put your project out of reach and stop you from making your company great.
800-617-9312. 800-617-9312. 800-617-9312. That's 800-617-9312.
Jason Rosbach here with Fred Penny, managing attorney from Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. Now, Fred, what type of cases are you dealing with now, and what sets you apart?
Jason, we help people with all types of personal injury cases. We're former insurance company trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
That's Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or give them a call, 1-800-616-4LAW. That's PENNEY lawyers.com.
This is Denise Sturks. We can represent clients in divorce, legal separation, child and spousal support, custody, termination of parental rights, step-parent adoptions, guardianships, and even conservatorship matters. Call 1-877-886-7186 for a consultation.
The law offices of Denise L. Dirks provide family law services in Northern California. When the law affects your family, call 877-886-7186. The family of attorneys at Denise L. Dirks is here to help.
Many women have so many clothes in the closet, but then we go to get dressed and find we have nothing to wear. We've all been there. We all want to be comfortable and fashionable at the same time, and it's difficult to find clothing that makes that task effortless. But at Letty & Company, you can find trendy, comfortable clothing that is affordable, things you want to wear every day. Shop with a purpose, online with free shipping. Just go to LETTYandcompany.com. LettyandCompany.com.
I've got to get my car washed. This dirt, it just won't do. But I don't have no time today. I don't know what I do.
Man, I know this place right down the road. Quick Quack Car Wash. Hop inside, let's take a ride and watch this cat and shine. Just come and see, I guarantee your ride will steal the show. Come on, Quick Quack Car Wash. Don't drive that dirty car. Quick Quack Car Wash. They'll have you looking sharp. Come on.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Smile.
Smile, buddy.
Come on. Smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah. Maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy. You know how boys are.
Or maybe he's teething. Oh, poor baby. I think his gums hurt.
Maybe he's just tired.
Or maybe his tummy hurts. He didn't eat that much.
Maybe he's not ticklish.
You think maybe he's scared of the dog?
Maybe he'll outgrow it. Maybe it's a phase. Maybe he just doesn't like smiling.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs or see a doctor today for an autism screening. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better. And it can make a lifetime of difference. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Can we stop now?
This is Radio Law Talk with Frederick Penny.
I think we have to go down to Florida to investigate Scottie Pippen's house. This is a freaking nice house. It's right on the water where the boat is. It's looking like, I'm looking at a picture of it, and nice pool. It's a beautiful home. But anyway, so this lawsuit we're talking about, the lawsuit was December 2018 filed. May 2nd, just recently, they did an amended complaint, and that is Scottie Pippen or his people are suing the Glazers, she is a comedian. Lindsay is a comedian and lawyer.
Yeah, she's a lawyer turned comedian.
Yeah, that's
very
great.
Interesting.
We're comedians turned lawyers. So that's the difference between us. And so what was his complaints? We're going to go with his, and I'm going to mention.
Scottie he sued for $109,000 in damages, claiming that his home had been defaced by Glazer and her husband Willistein and their families members. So when they did the amendment, he added their child that supposedly did the crayon. So what happened then is that they said that they allowed their dog and cat to urinate in the house, causing permanent stains and unsanitary conditions. That they damaged. These
are allegations.
These are allegations,
right.
And these are the factual allegations that they're alleging. That Scottie Pippen says that they allowed mold to grow on their patio furniture. They damaged the front gate, and they damaged the home entertainment system, and they destroyed countless cabinets and drawers. In addition, Pippen is claiming that they failed to pay rent and utilities on time, and that they stole a Cuisinart knife set.
Oh, that's important.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're not cheap. Now, can you specify, I love listening to these facts because that just raises question after question. Can you say in a lawsuit, they damaged countless cabinets?
Yeah.
What is countless? I mean, can you, that's not.
We're going to get into that.
How's the judge going to rule on that?
Yeah.
Well, it's a factual allegation that they don't have to rule on at this stage because unless they bring a demur or this is brought in Florida, so whatever the equivalent to a challenge to the complaint.
I would think that there has to be some specificity in the complaint. So if they say countless cabinets, when you file a lawsuit, you got to put the defendant on notice about what you're alleging, right? And so are we talking about I think what Cal is getting at is, are you talking about the cabinets in the kitchen, the cabinets in the bathroom? Which one are you talking about? And quite frankly, we don't have cabinets ad infinitum here in the house. There is a set number.
Right. And so, how much do they cost to fix?
But to your point, they don't have to allege that in the early stages with the complaint, correct?
Right, but what they also did allege, and what they said, at least come out and said, is that they were basically forced to replace everything. All the linens, all the mattresses, everything in the house had to be replaced.
Well, not everything, but like a lot of things, the carpet, not everything.
Linen, mattress, and carpet.
Yeah.
You're right, not everything.
So the soft goods in the house.
Yes, and then they had to replace the movie theater and other big ticket items, whatever that means.
Hey, now I'm going to jump on the Glazer side. So here, the first thing I'm going to argue is this: if I'm the Glazers, first of all, we're paying freaking $30,000, dude,
a month.
And to do that, you better have someone coming in and taking care of this, because their biggest argument, which is a good argument, is Pippen was supposed to have a housekeeper clean and take care of stuff, according to their agreement. So apparently the housekeeper, Glazer's argument, rarely came by. Where for $30,000 a freaking month, that housekeeper better be there every day and better be cleaning stuff when my kids make a mess. And when I think knowing that you're bringing someone in with kids
and pets,
and they have knowledge of that, don't think this thing's going to come out spiffy, especially due to the fact there's a thing called normal wear and tear. Now they're going to argue, oh, this is beyond normal wear and tear. Well, I'm going to argue, guess what? We have kids. We have pets. You're supposed to have this individual show up. I'm going to claim every day. We're paying $30,000 a month. That housekeeper better be here and wiping my popo after I go to the bathroom, and better cleaning up after me. Yeah. And that's your fault, Scottie.
Seems pretty
Pippen.
normal to me.
Well, Cal, when you're $30,000 a month, you do that too.
No, we had 9 kids in our house at one time, so no, that seems perfectly normal.
That's exactly right.
We just use a pressure washer, but
there you go.
Outside.
Now, yes. What I will say that I think this might have come up in negotiations before a lawsuit was filed, because Giller is the one who filed this on behalf of Scottie Pippen. He's the one who takes care of this.
The manager.
Yes.
Somehow.
In paragraph 17, he claims, and this is a hard one to disprove because it's going to be a he said, she said thing, but he claims that Glazer touted having domestic staff and help so much so that she rejected having staff familiar with the house help in any meaningful fashion. So they're claiming that Glazer said, no, we don't want your staff, but that gets down to, unless you got communication in writing, that's just something that they're saying. That's going to be a bone of contention. I agree with you. And quite frankly, I think that given the amounts involved, if I'm the landlord, I say, thank you very much. Let me do a site inspection after the first month to see if your staff is working correctly, given how much this is worth. And if it's not, I don't care what you want. We're sending in our own. That doesn't appear to have happened. So.
Well, it's all going to come down to what? The contract.
The contract and the facts. What happened? Now, let's go over the complaint that the plaintiff has brought forth on behalf of Scottie Pippen. Some funny things but I'm going to say a little bit over the top the way he explains things. That is their attorney for Scottie Pippen.
So it appears, excuse me, I'm so ahead of myself. I'm choking. The words just want to come out. It appears that what he is doing, the Pippen in his complaint, that he's trying to impeach Glazer's credibility by adding facts into the complaint. I'll give you an example. So Glazer's an attorney, right?
Right.
So right off the bat, they say, quote, Glazer claims to be employed with Lindsay Glazer, PA, But said firm was, and this is in italics, voluntarily dissolved in 2008. In light of the foregoing, Glazer has significant ties and has engaged in systematic, routine, not isolated commercial activities within the county. So by saying it was voluntarily withdrawn, dissolved, he's trying to cast an aspersion there on what she did. In paragraph 9, so the hurricane comes in, and they put that she, quote, claimed, in italics, claimed damage to their home, and eventually set her sights on Scottie Pippen's property. So
is that how they say set his sights?
Set her sights on Scottie Pippen's property. She says that Glazer assured all parties that
you mean Pippen's
Glazer. No, Glazer.
Oh, Glazer, gotcha.
So the complaint says that Glazer assured all parties, including the plaintiff, that she came from a very prominent family and always met her obligations. Now, the Glazer family owns the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mm-hmm. However, I believe if I read correctly as I was doing research, that she's not part of that family, the $2.5 billion family. Prominent family, but not that one. They're trying to allege that she was.
So not the Malcolm Glazer family, but another family.
Yes. Now, here's where things really start to come off the rails for this complaint. The security deposit. Despite lengthy good efforts, Glazer not only refused to contribute anything towards the extensive damages, but demanded the security deposit be paid by the insurer and be paid in whole or in part to her. Underline her, exclamation point. How dare she ask for the security deposit back?
But he puts an exclamation point underline.
Yes.
Judges look at that and they're going,
The funny thing in all this is the Cuisinart knife set. It was worth $14. You know what Glazer did?
14 or 114?
$14. So she went out after this lawsuit was filed and started a GoFundMe page for Scottie Pippen, and the proceeds going to veterans. And in the GoFundMe page it says, and we'll spring $14 for his knife set. I mean, she's just savage in the way she's responding to this. It's hilarious.
What a great! Anyway, we had fun with that one. That's going to be a good one. Good luck, Glazer and Pippen family. This is going to be interesting. I don't know if he sold the house yet.
No, it's been on the market for a decade, you guys.
Should we go buy it?
Yeah, he's tried to sell it for a decade, and it has not sold. There's been no bites. I don't know, $16 million, I think.
One last thing. He claimed this as his home. In Homestead, you're allowed to claim your personal residence for tax purposes. When he filed the complaint, Florida came in and said, it's not your house. He got in trouble.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Interesting. We'll be back. Thanks for joining us this hour. So we'll see you next time. Remember, all 3 hours are posted on RadioLawTalk.com every week.
This is Radio Law Talk.
You have been listening to RadioLawTalk.com, a copyrighted presentation of Radio Law Talk Incorporated.